In this video, we're going to talk about flight operations. So typically after a resource has been accepted via the schedule board, and after they have reconfirmed their availability, and especially after the op board has been approved, that is when National Mobilization will handle the task of booking a flight for somebody. So to do that, what they're going to do is, external to the EMS, they're going to book the flights. They have a number of different mechanisms for that. And then they're going to come back into the project, and there's a couple different ways you can get to the flight information. You can either hit the related button here, these three dots, and then go to flights. Or if you wanted to, you could go from the actual personnel tab and click directly into a specific person and then go to their flight sub tab. Either way, you're met with a grid of information. We'll go ahead and go back to the project here. And in this grid, we have the associated view, and then we have another view for all the flights that are happening today, as well as all the flights that are happening tomorrow. So whenever you're in a project, whenever you use these views, they're going to automatically be filtered down to just the flights that are part of that particular project. Now, if you wanted to, you could also go over here to the left-hand menu, click on flights, and this will be every single flight in the system. So back in our project here, you can see in the associated view, we've got the user and their information. We've got whether they're inbound or outbound. We've got the arrival time and city. We've got departure time and city. We also have the confirmation code, airline, and flight number, as well as if there are any connections, we list at least the flight number there as well. If we drill down into one of these records, we'll see there's actually a lot more information that we can store. So here we have inbound, outbound, we've got dates, times, we've got the purpose, we've got who booked it, we have the person that's being booked, we have the project or event that it's related to. Here we have the ability to start tracking how many things we're buying on points, all the different options here. Gantt, which is the travel agency, we'll probably add a credit card option there as well. Here we have our initial flight blocks, so lots of information there. And then we have up to 2 different connection flight blocks that we can add as well. So if you notice over here, the basic details is going to be the initial departure time and the final times. And so that could be the initial from this flight and then the final from this flight. So it just kind of summarizes the overall information. If we go back out to the project, we look at today's flights. So the design here is that either the arrival time or the departure time is going to be today's date. It could be either of these things. Most likely it'll be both because most flights happen in the same day, but just in case, that's what we're looking for. So you'll have to pay attention because it could be the arrival or the departure. You have to take a look at that. So in this case, this is an easy case because we're just simulating that all these people are coming on the same flight from the same location, and they're all going to show up in Houston at 3 p.m. If we go to tomorrow's flights, we have a little bit different views. So we've got a couple inbound to Houston, and we've got a couple outbound from Houston. And so you'll notice that the Houston in this case is over in the departure side, and over here on these inbounds it's on the arrival side, which makes sense. So if you are the CNG on the ground, if you're in logs or resource unit leader, whoever is handling flight information, you'll want to be paying attention to the arrival and departure city for the city that you care about. And that way you can help formulate your plan on when you're going to be at the airport to pick people up or drop people off. So that's it for flights. Pretty quick and easy video. We're definitely looking for feedback on which views people want in these different columns to make sure that it's as easy to read as possible.